Chapter 12. Heat trails scarred the sky as Kevin, Pa, Martina, Jerry, Sandra, an unconscious alien, and a self-aware Mega Drive rolled along the main road that led towards Corran Hill. Bleep. Enemy patrol dead ahead. The Mega Drive was now speaking in a language that they could all understand and ignore. Jerry, Sandra, and a drunken alien were in the back of the van. Jerry sat in silence. Sandra talked all the way. The alien, at least in all outward appearance, had fallen asleep. Kevin, Pa, the Mega Drive, and Martina were in the front of the van. Bleep. We are in range of the photon rays. The van turned onto a narrow boreen. Bleep. One direct hit and we will be destroyed. Pa was driving and focused on the road. Kevin and Martina were quietly thinking of the mission ahead. Had it been earlier in the night/morning, they might have been paying more attention to the sky. Bleep. Enemy fighter in close approach. Either side of the road was peaceful. The creatures that inhabited the hedges lining the route were enjoying a day like any other. The van approached an area of forestry. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, 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 zing! Shots tore through the hedge and dug smoky holes in the road. Whatever delivered them came quickly from above. Its black outline swooped and arced in the distance, preparing to swoop again. Pa gripped the wheel as the van bounced over the newly broken tar. The trees in the forestry were tall, wide, and let very little light through. Pa accelerated towards him as hard as the van could go. Bleep. The enemy fighter is targeting us, noted the Mega Drive. Bleep. We cannot withstand its weapons, reminded the Mega Drive. Bleep. You will all die, suggested the Mega Drive. Terup. A section of the earth beside the van evaporated into a white flash. Had the missile been on target, it would have been the end of the mission, but it wasn't, and Pa turned the van into the cover of forestry. He stopped the van and scanned the sky. Whatever had just attacked them was no longer visible. Pa, Martina, and Kevin listened carefully and heard nothing. What just happened? We were shot at by one of the alien fighters, Jerry, but we're in tree cover now, and there's no sign of them coming back. Are you okay? Yeah, fine. At least if the alien fighters are busy down here, we get a clean run on the mothership. Keep moving, Pa. That's the plan. It'll probably be another 5 minutes to the launch strip. Bleep. The enemy will have strengthened their defences, warned the Mega Drive. Bleep. The mission cannot succeed, reasoned the Mega Drive, to nobody and everybody in particular. Pa paused before starting the van again. Whose turn is it to skin up? I did it last time, replied Martina. Well, I'm driving. Kev, would you get one together? We might get a chance on the mothership. Yeah, fine. Actually, I think I've one in my shoe. Kev, would you just roll a fresh one? Why? Are you saying my feet smell, Pa? Yeah, sometimes, a little. Well, that's news to me. How come nobody else has a problem with them? Pa started the van and pretended his full concentration was elsewhere. Sorry, Kev, I'm trying to watch the road and we didn't say we had a problem with them smelling. Hold on, Pa. It's you that said Kev's feet smell. Leave me out of this. I don't hear you saying you were keen to smoke his toe juice spliff, Martina. That's not the same as saying Kev has smelly feet. Kev looked down at his feet, shrugged, and began rolling the joint. Lads, if you're smelling anything, it's not my feet. I've been wearing the same pair of socks for weeks, and there's not even a hint of mould on them. He had just finished sealing the papers when the van came to an abrupt stop. It was now at the end of the forestry trail and metres from the runway. Kevin, Martina and Pa sat in silence, peering out onto the clearing. Jerry climbed out of the back and walked around to the open driver's side window. Why have you stopped? There's something out on the clearing. We just want to be sure it's not an alien fighter. Right, you stay here, I'll take a look. Everyone except the alien piled out onto the trail to watch Jerry make his way onto the runway. He was back in less than a minute. We're okay. It's not the aliens. It's just two crusties and an Opel Astra. What do they look like? Asked Martina. I don't know. One has dreads. Just look like a pair of hippies to me. Martina shook her head. Now, do you see what I mean about Tony and Paul? I'd lay money that's them again. This is all just too much of a coincidence. What are you saying, Martina? Asked Pa. I'm saying there's a good chance that they're here to make sure we don't stop the invasion. Sandra pushed past Jerry and stepped out into the clearing. What do you mean by that? Do you think they're a pair of Archons, Martina? Well, I don't know who they are, but it's just not right that they keep turning up. Sandra motioned for everyone to stay put and began walking towards the runway. Okay, these creatures can be tricky, she shouted. The rest of you, get back in the van. I'll take care of these two while you take off. Nobody argued with her. There was never any point. Good luck, Sandra, shouted Pa. There's no such thing as luck. It's just something plastic manufacturers made up to sell coloured lighters. Sandra stopped in the middle of the clearing. This placed her between the van and the Astra. Jerry climbed into the back of the van and shut the door. Kevin took the driving seat while Pa and Martina got in beside him. He drove out of the trail and up towards the end of the runway. One of the men in the Astra was waving furiously at them. It was Tony. Wait! He shouted. Don't do what he says, a voice yelled Sandra, before explaining that was exactly what an Archon would say. Kevin didn't. He turned the van to face the runway and switched off the engine. Is everyone ready? Take off in X-3. He switched on the superluminal hyperdrive. X-2. Kevin turned the ignition. Clump. The van and its crew were instantly transported onto the launch deck of the most formidable fighting spaceship the universe has ever known. Bleep. It's a good job I'm not paranoid, because every sensor on this spaceship is monitoring me, noted the Mega Drive. Jerry was first out of the van. Right, lads. Now we split up. Martina, you and Kevin go find Vaff and Belly. He glanced over at Pa. We'll take the van, find the control room, and save the human race. Everyone meet up back here in 20 minutes.